Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to be speaking to my friend who is a doctor.
Hi, I'm Matt.
And Matt is a medical doctor, as opposed to me, who I am a PhD student who's going to eventually be called a doctor. So in this video, we're going to be comparing a fake doctor versus a real doctor.
Doctor Who?
Doctor Who, yeah. So the first thing I wanted to compare is medical school with being a PhD student. So a PhD is around 4 to 5 years and you have a supervisor. And the purpose of a PhD is the fact that you have a research question or a research topic and you go through lots of research phases where like lots of experiments, you collect data and then you produce the thesis. And from that, you defend your thesis and then you eventually be called doctor. However, medical school is...
Well, it's 5 to 6 years depending on where you are. And of course, if you're in America, you work completely differently.
like 10 years or something.
Well, it's your first degree and then like 3 or 4 years after that.
It's a whole lifetime, yeah.
It's a bit strange. But yes,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lifetime for, I think, both of us.
Yeah.
Always, it's a lifelong learning. Yeah, no, I mean, it doesn't end after your 4 or 5 years, and it certainly doesn't end after my 5, 6 years.
Yeah, so we actually filmed this video before, and then I realized that I didn't have the microphone in, so we're kind of redoing the whole thing.
How many people with a doctor title does it take to get a video up and running?
More than
More than
two. Okay, the first thing we were talking about is what does the doctor title mean to you? And Matt said before, and he's going to say again.
Yeah, it doesn't mean much to me personally. I know everyone's an individual, but for me, it wasn't. I didn't sort of enter this profession for the title. I would hope that the majority, or I would hope that nobody entered this profession for the title. My whole purpose of being in healthcare is to look after people, and that was always what I wanted to do from childhood, and where I'm at now, and where I'll always want to be.
Yeah, and I was saying that obviously the title doesn't even matter because, and especially being a PhD student, you're not really a medical doctor. So like, imagine we're giving an example, well, probably not that time, but we're giving an example. If on a plane, like someone's having an episode of some sort of medical episode, and then someone says, "Is there anyone on the Is anyone on the plane a doctor?" And then I am not going to put my hand up and say I'm a doctor because that's not going to help anyone, is it?
I've been there. Yeah, definitely been there. It's always, when you can help.
So for me, doctor means like it's the accolade or it's the symbol of having put in at least 4 to 5 years of your life into one profession of education that actually leads you to development, puts you into a position to be able to help other people. So the fact that you're doctor or professor, like, it gives you that distinction between other people, not because you shouldn't be too proud of the distinction, but it separates like the average Joe.
I guess it's an element of recognition and acknowledgement of the time and effort that you've put in. I completely agree, and I think ultimately that's what really matters. That's what is nice to have, but it's not something that anybody should ever have as their ultimate reason to doing what they do.
Yeah.
There should be a greater purpose.
Yeah, so the other thing we were talking about is during PhD and medical school, it can be really tough and really difficult. And how do we actually maintain not social distance? How do you maintain social relationships between people during medical school? So
I mean, outside our careers, social distancing is incredibly easy because we spend all our time in the lab or in the hospital, and so it's important that I think, at least for me, and I think for everyone really, at least in healthcare particularly, a good balance of work life and then personal life is really important, because you don't want your doctor to be run down and unhealthy and unhappy and hasn't been taking care of himself, because how is your doctor going to look after you if they're not taken care of? So it's really important that there is balance.
So do you take care of yourself outside of
I mean, I try.
What's your top tip as a doctor of taking care of yourself?
So it's very easy to fall into wanting to spend as much time as possible in the hospital because you feel as though you're needed. But I think there's also a point where you have to acknowledge and realize that there are others who are also willing and able and capable of caring for your patients. And so an efficient handover of care is crucial, so that you can switch off and leave the hospital and know that your patients are well taken care of, and then that gives you the time to sleep and rest and exercise and do something cultural, something that's stimulating, something that you enjoy doing outside of your work. So I think just having a good, balanced, well-rounded individual is important.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to someone who's aspiring to become a medical student or a medic?
Yeah. So I think first and foremost, you shouldn't get into this career unless you are willing to sacrifice many, many, many years of your life studying, working hard, making lots of sacrifices while your friends are running around and going out and partying. You often can't do that. You have to sit down and study and get through the work. And if you realize why you're doing it and you're doing it for the right reasons, it's easy. But so that I think something you need to think long and hard about. You're not getting into this career for a title. You're not getting into this career for fame or glory. You're getting into this career because your ultimate goal is to look after people. And if you're sure about that, then it's easy. Yeah, you're willing to put in the work. And I think anyone who really, really wants to do it can do it. It just needs, everyone sort of has their own path to take. And yeah.
So one other question before I wrap it up is, if you won the lottery or had unlimited funds, would you still be a doctor?
Absolutely. There's nothing I'd rather do. It's completely separate from I mean, it's not a career for me so much as it's a lifestyle. And so I think that's something you should think about if you want to get into the field. If you didn't have to work, would you still go into work? And if the answer is yes, then that is your passion. That is what you want to do. And so yeah.
I mean, like, a lot of people I hear saying if you're doing something full time, like, if it's never fun, so you don't mind doing them.
I love my work.
Yeah. I feel like everyone is different, so it's important to understand your own values and not just take what someone else is saying for like the holy grail of thing. Yeah,
everyone has their own thresholds and own personal lives and own things going on in their lives, and so all of that needs to be taken into account, and you need to sort of understand yourself and know what you want, what you're capable of, what you're not capable of, what you want at the end of the day, and what you're able to do.
Okay, so one last question. I know A-level results came out today that we're filming today, but this video is going to come out probably a week later. So the people that didn't get the grades for medicine and they want to get into medicine, but they can't physically get into medicine, what would you advise them to do?
Don't give up. So I was fortunate in that I did really well in school and got in immediately, and so that's probably something that may not seem very helpful to those individuals. But I know many individuals who didn't get in initially and had to go via a BSc route or went via sort of alternative routes, and many of them are the finest doctors I know. At the end of the day, there is a system, and there has to be some sort of way of determining who's going to get in and who's not going to get in. But I think at the end of the day, if you really want to do it, you will find a way in doing it, and don't let that slow you down or give up your dream, because anything is. I mean, I have friends who I have a friend who was a lawyer first, and then after to do medicine later. I've had lots of friends who've done BScs and then gone into medicine from that.
Yeah, and I think it's not a waste to do a BSc, because at the end of the day, you're getting an extra degree. You're getting the experience, the life experience, and all that thing that changes people through a normal degree, and then you're doing medicine on top of that. So it's definitely, if you're passionate enough for it, you will have to put in the time and effort for it.
I think it also affords you an element of maturity in the way that you think, and the way that you process information, and the way that you approach the field. And so there are pros to there's a silver lining whichever way you go.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like this video, what should they do, Matt?
Like and subscribe.
So if this video gets how many likes, Matt, we're going to do another video?
We said 10,000.
If this video gets 10,000 likes in 24 hours?
Let's give them a little bit more time.
Okay, 10,000 views in 24 days.
Yeah, that seems fair.
We're going to do another video answering almost any questions that you put into the comments below. So make sure you put some comments for Matt down in below, and make sure you address it to Matt, because obviously I get lots of comments and I can't just
keep up with all of
it.
Less than I mean, absolutely. I won't answer any of your personal medical questions. I'll redirect you to your personal healthcare practitioner. But I'm happy to answer any. And
make sure you put in some really funny ones as well, because before we started filming, we had a good hour of just laughing. So
it was
This is the most serious I've seen him ever.
It's important to get some silliness out of our
Yeah,
system.
yeah.
Now I've just run out, it seems.
We had the funniest clips, and the actual microphone
I
was.
refuse to let him include any.
No, I'm not going to
those.
include that. And even if I did, you couldn't hear anything. So, okay.
We've got a Gorillaz concert to go to.
And we literally have to go. So,
Good balance in life.
yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks guys for watching. And as always,
Yeah.
And
thanks
as
for-
always, thank you for watching.